Get your ice cold Bud Light. Seltzer, hip. Can you get a Bud Light delivered to your seat just like at the game? Yes. And will I still do my touchdown dance just like at the game?
Here, no.
Are we hot? We'd like to thank Bud Light Lemonade Seltzer or Seltzer Lemonade.
Hell yeah,
Light
whales.
seltzer, lemonade.
Yeah, man. I like lemonade. Do you like lemonade, Marnie?
Sure, yeah.
We fired
a little gray duck in that bad boy.
That's right. Yeah, we fired Corey from the After Party podcast on Fridays because he's such a he's just so negative and he hates it and he always brings the room down. So we put Marnie in instead. This is kind of your audition.
Thank you.
Good
I've
luck.
been on the podcast plenty of times. I've never been in this venue.
You ever do
It's
TV
a
before?
stage with a. Where's the camera now?
It's
What am I-
It's right over there. That yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
you're natural.
Look at you. You're really good.
Lean in.
Do you think, Marnes, if you really threw your weight around at whatever it's
You're
called
gonna
now,
need that.
Oh wow, wow.
no, that you could get Zach a job? Because he really look at him sitting up straight. Normally, he's basically laying on the
Yeah,
floor.
Yeah, he's
during
basically
this.
seizing.
Yeah, he's almost always got his zipper down
Yeah,
without even knowing it. And
Yep.
I normally like this, but I'm perky today.
Yeah.
He's got some Vaseline
I've
on
got
his
an extra
arm.
hop in my step.
Why is that?
I love being on camera. And the
Look
camera.
at how he's
loves
He likes
addressing.
being
me.
on
He's
camera.
addressing the
To be
camera
fair,
as well.
the camera's not on. Is this thing even on? Is there
Of course
film
it
in
is
this
on.
camera?
No,
There's
yeah.
no film in any camera
He
anymore.
It's
he's
a-
doing a bit,
It's a
and you're
Wayne's World-
auditioning.
It's a
It's-
Wayne's
That's true.
World joke.
By the way, Mike
down.
Irvine. Hi, buddy. So Mike's one of the guys from Aquarius that came out and put in my new
Hell
water
yeah, dude,
softener
yeah.
and my water system and water heater.
Oh,
Dude, did you know?
Our water softener is done.
Okay, this is the best ever.
I
Okay.
need one.
Everybody
is it?
apparently is. Yeah, Mike from Aquarius.
I pulled the cups out of the dishwasher and the
You
blue
wash your bra
cups
in the
are
dishwasher?
powder.
My lord.
The blue plastic cups that the kids drink out of are now powdery
I
white.
left it.
And we got a problem with our water softener softener,
All right.
and it's kaput.
Let me tell you
So,
about this, okay? Let me tell you the
Yeah.
whole rundown. This is pretty
please,
badass.
Please.
So they come out to my house in lovely Maple Grove, and they say, you might not know this, but I believe it's Brooklyn Park and Maple Grove have the worst water in Minnesota.
Really?
So the dude, I think his name was Gary.
Gary,
Is that right? You met him too. They run you through this whole process of they have some Aquarius water, and in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then they take your water
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
boy.
and they heat it up for 35 seconds, and they put a Lipton tea bag in each glass of water. The Aquarius water, the Connecticut water, it looks like it's clean and
Yeah.
cool. My water, I kid you not, I could smell fish.
Yeah.
I'm not,
They-
I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding you. And it was dark, like it looked
Mm.
like a Guinness, and it was water with tea in it.
Yeah.
So they switch up. But anyway,
That's a problem.
so we got this new water softener, which you only put salt in every 6 months or something like that.
Oh my gosh, we're
y-
doing
y-
bags. per
Right.
week.
It's what I'm saying, right? And then we got a new water heater, but check this out. It's a tankless water heater.
No,
Hell
it's
yeah.
not.
It,
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal, but until you see it, because my old water heater it looked like William the Refrigerator Perry.
Oh,
This new thing
that's
is a little
sad.
thing hanging on the wall. There's no tank. So
Unbelievable.
you turn your water on and it's hot immediately for like if I left my water on all day, it would run hot water all day long.
That's awesome.
I'm just so turned on by it.
yeah.
I love it, man. I
it-
can't tell you how good this is. I'm serious. I paid for it, man. I'm telling you, I've spent my own money on this because it's good stuff. I'm glad I did it.
It's amazing, man.
super
We-
excited.
We did the same thing. The difference in the water, you're like, man, who would drink that water? It's awful. But what they've done, their water compared to the water most people currently have,
Yeah.
it's night and day. It's like the water came from the heavens that they are supplying you.
I want some of that water.
I want good
That
heaven
sounds-
water.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, water's good.
Can you imagine
What do I do now?
showering? It's not just drinking, but like what's in your hair
What's-
and on
what
your
I do?
skin.
Yeah. You
Somebody,
can get a good rash if you have some bad water.
My mask.
Mark said, "Why is Hockey's underwear hanging from Sauce's ear?" And I was trying to figure out what he's talking about, and I realized
my
it's your mask.
That's a good one.
Corey just walked into the room.
Who?
Corey, back there, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to yell out, please let us know. How do we look? He says we look great.
I do have an initial comment. If you're going to gesture about things like you did about your water heater, can you keep your gestures here and not here?
Why is it showing my teeth?
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
you're
now
on.
that's exactly what we
mic's
just
on.
talked about not
Yeah,
doing.
stop.
What's wrong with it though? For real, I need to know why does it look so
I
bad?
think you know.
No, I
Yeah,
really
It's
don't.
not just the look.
It's the stench.
Are you saying that I have bad armpits?
It's a good.
I'm saying nobody wants to see.
Get your nose in there. Tell me if
them.
it smells bad, please.
Oh my god.
It doesn't really, does
It
it?
smells great.
No, I'm being serious. It doesn't smell bad, right?
No, it smells.
It smells pretty good. It's that smell. He's used to that smell though.
Yeah.
Get closer. Give
Dick
it a good
closer.
huff. Give it a good huff.
Did you just call him
Yeah.
Dick Closer?
I did. Well, I mean,
It's gross.
he's never been higher.
Listen, he's really auditioning for a job right now.
Yeah.
You missed it, Corey, but right now, Zach is doing everything he can to get Marnie to, I used the wrong term last time, to push for him to get a job at Valley Sports West,
North.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, North. I'm sorry, North. And so he's really trying to bring it today.
Yeah, one of your armpit hairs in my nose.
That's not an armpit hair.
Oh, uh-oh.
I'd say the job is yours based on what I'm seeing so far.
You like
This
it, don't you?
Definitely, but the tape I'm sending in.
So are people interacting live with
Yeah,
you
yeah.
here? Is that
I'm
okay,
reading it right
'cause
now. That's why I'm looking at the
Okay.
people. Yeah, I'm.
So is that the gist
Dustin,
of
you're right, it's the best.
the
Thank
whole
you.
show?
Yeah. Well, we take questions and we discuss things. And Zach, throughout the week, keeps a running tab of things he wants to talk about on
Yeah.
the Friday after
Oh,
party.
all right.
What do you
Yes.
have?
So I want to start out with you, Marnie. You were saying earlier today.
forgot.
Seems like it's going to
No,
be
I
off
didn't
the
Do it this
cuff.
week again.
I
forgot.
actually had a lot of
No, you
311
forgot.
stuff for Corey, but
Well, that's easy.
he's dead.
Oh, that's sad.
So you were saying earlier you're nervous for the game.
Initials? Yeah. Nervous and excited.
So were you less nervous today than you were a year ago,
Uh-uh.
or so
Same.
it's the same
Mhm.
nerves as the first game
Because
you played?
it's so infrequent that I play and I'm very competitive. And that hence the disappointment, even when I was eliminated and Corey's like, but you can keep your 2-point streak alive. I
sounded
was
just like
like,
him.
that's a terrible motivation for me. I came here to win. And even if I don't win, if I'm in it, if it's like 1 to go and you're tied and I'm like, oh, but I checked out. You heard me give the answer to blurred lines. Normally, if that comes early in the game and I'm still in the hunt,
You're
it's
pumped.
a blurred line. And I'm probably singing it. Lions.
Mhm.
But I just delivered it.
Wow.
Blurred lines. Because I was done. Mommy checked out. But I do get nervous. Yeah. But it's a good nervous. It's a good, excited energy. I wake up thinking about. I'm like, oh, I'm playing initials today. It's a big deal. Congrats to what you all have created. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Well, it was great having you on the
I
show
still
today.
think there should be some sort
Are
of.
you asleep, Buffalo Bill?
Yeah. Also, that didn't feel like it came from
It was
anywhere.
awesome
Dude, you
having
got to
you on
bring
the
it up,
show
man.
today.
Thank you.
Yeah, bring the
Have you
energy
guys
up.
ever talked about some sort of sweatshirt or sash or something for an initials winner? And then you would have multiple, and maybe like a Letterman's jacket, you would add a pin every time. But is there anything identifiable about an initials
Well,
winner?
AJ has the belt for the we have majors that happen.
That's
and
fine.
We have a really awesome kick-ass world
WWE kind of- yeah,
belt
it's
thing.
fine.
We also have the jacket, but we don't have anything just because I think it's a weekly thing.
But you
So-
don't have a new winner all the time.
True.
Like since you have won
So
an
we wanna
initials
set, like
in
a-
your lifetime,
like a Miss
like a master's
USA,
a master's
sash.
green jacket. Do you have a green jacket? You could have won 20 masters or one. You have a green jacket. What is our initials green jacket?
I like that.
And when
idea.
will I get mine?
If AJ decides not to play, then maybe you'll get it.
Well, I mean, I already have one. I have
Oh.
one win.
I wasn't
what-
listening.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
is
because he was reading an announcement.
once you've won, you get this like a green jacket. You don't.
Yeah. Like you're a member of the club. It's like
Oh.
hosting Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Right?
Yes,
There
and
you
then
go.
there's a 5-timer pin. Like once you've won 100 initials games, you get whatever to add to your jacket.
Right.
We should have some sort of
We
at
should.
least a board or like a plaque or something on the studio hall or wall.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Barrera would love that.
Like that has that recognizes 10-time champion or something like that. That's a
Let's
good idea.
workshop this.
Yeah,
I mean, Barb's in the building
Barb.
today.
Who?
Burb.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it-
Oh, Lil B.
Yeah.
She's great.
Boy, there's a bunch of dicks on the chat today.
There.
Who are they making fun of?
Wait.
Everybody.
Oh, those kinds.
Oh,
Hawk,
jeez.
Did the
I
fan-
question for you. Oh, wow. Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Question for
God.
you.
Oh, my God.
Just disgusting.
The straight on
Yeah.
view is tough.
Brilliant. God, he's had a lot of people say that to him. Thank
Okay.
you, Zach.
So when you come up with Duel of the Decades, Hawk, there's a like unlimited amount, it seems like, of options from years to genres to decades. You know, you have to sort of mix it up every week. Do you have a favorite one? Obviously, alternative. We sort of vibed with that, but do you have a favorite type of music to do and put up against each other? Would you put genre versus genre, like 97 alternative versus 07 pop? Would you ever do something like that?
It's a great question, Zach. It's a great question.
Pretty good question.
I do have a running list of things because I got to a spot where when I was waiting to do it, like the day before, that I was struggling because sometimes like I'll say, okay, this week I'm going to do top 10 songs of 2008 versus top 10 songs of 1998, just pop songs. And 1998, the list of 10 is so much better than 2008 that it's going to be a boring thing. So then I would like, okay, well, I'll move to 97 versus 2007. Same thing. So I started kind of keeping a running tab of things like that. I haven't thought about going matching up genres, but that's a pretty good idea. I like that a lot. My biggest thing with Duel of the Decades is I want you guys to be invested. And so like, I would love to do a 60s versus 70s because there's some great F-word songs from, you know, the 60s and 70s, obviously, but I don't know if you guys would care at all enough to get passionate about it. And if you guys aren't passionate about it, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be sweet. I like that music.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I would do country as well, but again, Corey's so unfamiliar with country, and you are to some extent as well. And you know, I'm not sure that you guys would be able to have a really good opinion about whether or not you think a song is good or bad. So I don't know, but yes, and I've thought about doing comedians. I've done movies before, but that's kind of goddamn boring, to be honest with you. It works best with music. Comedians would be cool. But the problem with like doing 70s comedians versus 80s comedians is they cross into the decades so much. If a comedian was good in the 70s, there's a chance he was probably pretty good in the 80s as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do put a lot of thought into it. But for right now,
It's great.
I've been able to stick with that, but I think I might do the genre thing, like the best R&B songs of 1987 versus the best rock songs of 87 or tops, you know, pop hits and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
The only problem you might run into is if you have someone who really likes R&B music, it might be down the board R&B, and like Corey or someone who just loves rock is like down across the board.
Yeah,
rock.
You're right. That's
but
tough.
if you want to do a country one, just let me know the date.
Well, you know, yeah. What day of the week we do? We do it Wednesdays, right? Yeah. So you could come in early on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of eliminate the rest of the group. So
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't like it.
But
what?
We would do it for you, though.
Yeah, because we like you.
That's real sweet.
If you're having fun, we're all having fun.
There's going to be days, especially this summer, where we might not.
See that move right
Corey
there?
might, you know, not be in, or Sauce and Corey might not be in, and we have to have you in.
Your mic is low. You're going to have to.
Sorry.
There you go.
And so I think, you know, especially if we do have those days where we have fill-ins, I think it'd be fun, even if it's not on a Wednesday, to have a country edition, because there are a lot of country fans out there. It's huge.
Country bangers,
especially up here. It's huge.
Yeah,
so,
country is Wales.
Yeah, there's some great country tracks.
I wasn't a big fan until like 5 or 6 years ago, and I just got into it. So,
what's your favorite country song?
Oh boy!
And who got you into it?
Jason Aldean. What's that? Down, down, down.
Oh, Hawk, you know what's the name of that song?
Dirt Road Anthem.
Dirt road.
Yeah,
that song Wales.
Swerving like I'm George Jones.
Yeah.
Who's George Jones?
Rolling out the window.
Is he the guy in that cartoon bit with Mike Judge? Remember that? Like
he does. They do one on him. Yeah,
yeah. And he was
the best one is Johnny Paycheck on that. You can't believe how much of a train wreck Johnny Paycheck was. I had no idea that guy was such a damn train wreck, but it's great. That Mike Judge show, Tales from the Tour Bus, and it's on Hulu. And I could not encourage him. It's 2 seasons. The first is all these country music artists, and the second is all these R&B artists like James Brown and such like that. You can't believe the disasters their lives were. And Mike Judge does it so it's animated. So everything they talk about, they animate the actual. It's great.
It's basically an animated version of the Disgraceland podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Told from the people who actually did it, though. You know, like they'll talk to Johnny Paycheck's bus driver about the time. No, Johnny Paycheck's tour manager talks about the time Johnny decided he wanted a cheeseburger. The bus driver said he wasn't stopping because it was the middle of the night. So the tour manager shot him.
Yeah.
Shot him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a
you think
gun?
I'm kidding? Yeah. I'm not kidding. That's what I'm talking about. These are unbelievable stories.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
What was the one about George Jones? His band was like playing on stage. They couldn't find him, and he was like 2 towns over, passed out driving. He just drove off the road, passed out from drinking.
He decided that when they took his car keys away, that he was just going to drive the lawnmower everywhere. So he drove his lawnmower everywhere and didn't turn the blade off, by the way.
Oh,
It's great, man.
Is he
Tales
dead?
from the tour bus.
He
Yeah.
has to be
He
dead.
did.
So we do look at the chat, by the way. We are briefly monitoring it. There are plenty of, as Chris said earlier, some dicks, but a lot of good people in there. Chris, I want to ask you, we're just talking about podcasts and all this other stuff.
Boy, he's
you
really
touched
nailing
on
it
this
today.
earlier this week.
Yeah.
But, and I'm sort of with Corey on this when he talked about how when he starts something, he has to finish it before he moves on to the next thing. You seem to have almost like an ADD-like way of consuming content. You can go to a podcast, you can go to a book, you can go binge a series for a couple episodes, go back to this and the other thing. And all in all, you still have your day job. You still have your music stuff as well. How do you juggle all that? And do you schedule your time, or is it just kind of like a dog chasing cars? You go from one thing to the other.
now that question got to be real long.
It was long.
That's long.
Yeah, I forgot what you were talking about.
Yeah. What? How would I
Who-
mean? How
who
would
are
you
you
have
asking
asked
the
the
I'm not
question
getting the
to?
job,
And
am
it
I?
was 3, maybe 4 questions.
How would
Who are
you
you
have done it?
asking that of? Obviously not me, but Hockey or Marnie. Who are you asking
I
that
was
to?
talking to Hawk.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Hawk.
dog.
The real answer to your question,
Mhm.
because you asked me a real question, and I will give you a real answer. I'm much more comfortable doing 7 things at once than I am doing one thing at a time. That's just how my brain works, which is why I love the job that I do, sitting behind the board, and I would never ever give that up in order to move out of that chair, because if I'm not doing 3 things at one time, I'm bored as shit.
Mhm.
And again, no breaking news here, but this coronavirus thing being in the house all the time, thank God we've been able to come to work, because I am fucking miserable. I am doing nothing, and I hate it, man. I am not good at sitting in front of the television and doing nothing. That's not a joke, man. I got to be
Especially
doing
when
a
your
lot.
life is based on gigs and 2 or 3 a week. That's a stark contrast.
You ask how I do it. I can't do it any other way. So it's not. It's how I couldn't not do it. That's the bottom line.
That's a real gift that you have, to be able to do multiple things at once, but not be all over the place. Because sometimes when you play a sounder off the button bar, I'm just blown away by how quickly you can get there. Like just today when I said something like, well, I asked him and he said, and all I did was take a breath,
No.
and you were in there
Yeah.
because you're thinking ahead and you're thinking quickly and you're blah, blah, you're over here and I kind of have to just zone in, and I don't have the same mind. But that's why also your show works so well, is because you're good at the part you do. Corey's good at the part he does. Sauce is great at what he does. And then Zach's there too. I'm just kidding,
I
Zach.
don't think you're getting the job on TV
This
after
this
that.
thing doesn't
That
get off the
break.
ground without you, and you know that.
I figured as such. Sauce, I have a question for you.
Oh, God.
You went in the box this week.
Yeah.
Do you prefer being in the box, or do you prefer betting on it and trying to see what other people get?
It depends. I like going in, but every time that Hockey or whoever is like, hey, will you do it? I'm like, yeah. And then I fret about it because I'm afraid that I'm going to get one. Like, contrary to what everybody thinks, I know I'm a big fucking idiot, but a part of me hates it because I'm so dumb. Like some things I just can't, like if critical thinking is not my thing, organization is not my thing. I've made about 50 mistakes this week that are so fucking bad that I'm embarrassed by. Now, as I said, most people, you go, hey, sorry, Bill. Yeah, you know the paper you wrote. Yeah, well, you made a bunch of mistakes on it. All right, cool. I'll fix it. But with me, it's broadcast. But I just compound it because I make a ton of mistakes. To answer your question, I would rather be in the box because I'm so afraid of losing the money. I'd rather be in the box, even though I know I'm going to get one. But when I got 7 this week, it was like the best accomplishment I've had in a long time because I got 7 of them. That's
it was
C's
That's
get
great.
degrees, man. I'm afraid I'm going to
That's
get
a big
2.
deal. That's a big deal.
And we would love to have Marnie go in the box at some point too. That's what a lot of people are asking. They wonder how you would do in the box, but it's different for everybody because I pick different questions. But let me disagree with Sauce on what, if I may interrupt the interview for a moment. Sauce is much smarter than I am. I'm not just saying that. He just doesn't pay attention most of the time.
What?
See? So his perceived lack of intelligence has a lot to do with the fact that I think you have some of the ADD I have. If we give you a second to lose focus, you're gone. And
would it be like his phone out right now, open to something?
What's he looking at right now?
Golf.
Can you see it? Yeah, he's looking at golf on his phone. I know. I can see it too. I know.
Well,
he's going like this.
The greatest.
This is as far as I can get my legs crossed because they're basically
big old
two
dong?
hams. No, the dong's not the problem.
The greatest,
Basically, yeah, it's like a Ken doll.
The greatest example of Sauce's inattentiveness was when we went to Rapid City, South Dakota for burritos, and he thought we were going to Fargo.
1,000%.
The whole time we were.
I've told
He
that
was
story.
asking why we're going southwest.
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck are we going? So this is how little I pay attention to detail. When you guys came up with this great idea and it was fun, I'm like, I'm in. I'm like, yeah, I'll be home at like 8. I mean, it's 4.5 hours there. We'll stop for an hour and drive back, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, where the fuck are we going? Like, I'd forgotten that we were going literally halfway across South Dakota.
You would have thought that the "Welcome to South Dakota" sign would have.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what route we were going. I'm not paying attention.
I'm not sure there's a route that takes you through South Dakota.
I have no idea.
Maybe
I
there
didn't
is.
know where we were going or what we were. No, fuck.
Here comes Corey, everybody.
I don't want to talk to him.
I wasn't even on that trip, but I'll never forget when Sauce goes, and then we pulled up into the parking lot and I was like, this is a fucking food truck. So you guys said that he thought you guys were driving 8 hours to a restaurant.
I did.
He was super pissed when there was a truck in the parking lot.
And it wailed. It was awesome. I had a ton of fun, but I was convinced that I'd be home at like 7.
I didn't think that you were going to be home that evening.
Right. And we and I had just when was that? June?
Yeah, something like
that.
Right.
Yeah.
We just started dating.
Wow.
And she was watching Muppet for me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be back about 8. I think we got back at 3.
We crossed the border at.
Well,
like,
you got pulled over.
Yeah.
Well, oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Cop.
Suddenly, I'm laying on the floor with a broken elbow from 95 miles an hour to 50. Oh yeah, he didn't catch you. He didn't notice.
I slid into the right lane and just started. You
lit up the road.
Luckily, that guy was a good dude, man. Yeah, we were almost to Worthington then, right?
Yeah, we were almost there.
That's right. South Dakota, it's bitching, right?
Yeah, it's I prefer north, but
yeah,
a lot of people who have only been to Grand Forks or Fargo think that North Dakota looks like Grand Forks and Fargo. And when you head west, when you get even as far as Bismarck, even probably Jamestown, Valley City, it starts rolling.
Man.
And the whole western 2/3 of the state, just like South Dakota, when you get to that part, rolling in hills and beauty. And then the Black Hills, one of my favorite spots on the entire planet on Mother Earth is Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And we will be going to Medora,
man,
this summer because my nephew's getting married in Dickinson.
No kidding.
Bully Pulpit, the golf course. Oh, the views. Have you ever been to you've been to the Black Hills? Have you been to the Black Hills, North or South Dakota?
I've been there.
Like Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. My dad almost fell off a cliff once. We were out walking. This is why we don't do nature walks in the Lambert family. And he almost slid off this ravine. Ravine, correct term? Not kidding. I thought we were going to lose my dad. Yeah. He was taking pictures, not paying attention, and he almost slid off a ravine and passed.
He wasn't paying attention.
No, but he does pay attention. He does. I don't know where I get it from. And he almost slid off the
Was it Zach Ravine?
It was Zach Ravine.
Was it really?
Yeah. Wow. He almost passed.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Good thing his big old balls held him up there. Like an anchor.
We weren't
he has giant balls.
I just don't know how to top that story. Where do you go from my dad almost fell off a ravine, not in a ravine,
in the Black Hills,
off a ravine.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Is Badlands 1 or 2 words?
It is one word.
All right. I almost rang in like 4 times for Badlands.
Today for BL.
Yeah,
I can get that. Badlands.
Yeah.
It's one word.
Medora. is
Yes.
where Kat Perkins has her.
Correct. The
And
Medora
Abigail went there
musical
last year.
Mhm.
And went to camp there. But no, I'm sorry. went
Abigail
last year.
did?
Yeah, Abigail went there 2 years ago, and I'd never been to that part of North Dakota.
Oh,
Holy shit,
stunning.
it's unbelievable.
And the amphitheater is
Yeah.
just this, it's built down, and then you have these hills in the
Yep.
background, and
Yep.
there'll be a wild horse or someone on a horse, and
Yep.
and this whole stage, it's like a little town, and it's
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
tremendous.
I like
Wonderful.
and it's driving distance, man. That's the
It's
thing.
driving distance,
People
and
have
it's a
no
great.
idea.
We went. It's been 3 years. The kids were a little younger, but when you talk about family vacations with the kids, and there's Disney World, and
Yeah.
it's crowded, and there are lines, and that's fine. That's an experience. This is the total opposite. There's space. You walk downtown. You walk 3 blocks over here, and Cap Guns and Rough Rider hotels, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a fantastic. But I love that, the slow pace, the fresh air, scenery. Dang.
Yeah, man. I get my first shot Tuesday,
Hmm.
and I'm guessing if I don't get the Johnson & Johnson one, I'll have to wait another 3 weeks. If I get the Johnson & Johnson and I'm cleared, that weekend I'm going to South Dakota.
Hell yeah.
I
That's
mean
what-
it, man. I'm the hell out of here. I'm going.
Good
I'm
for
surprised
you.
that's first on your list, though, because you could probably go there and you can be outdoors and not
It's
around other people.
my number one favorite place on the planet.
Where is?
What part of South Dakota?
The Badlands. I'm sorry, the Black
Black
Hills.
Hills.
Black Hills. Yeah, there's a place called Spearfish
Now that is
Mountain,
2
man.
words. Black Hills is 2 words.
Do you need help with your microphone?
And no, it's fine. Thank you. I was just a hint. If BH comes up on initials, you can use Black Hills.
Oh, okay.
Zach. Mr. Fox Sports North is watching. You're getting no job.
Sorry, Mr. Fox Sports Store, sir.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Timberwolves game last night?
No.
Okay. Did you watch any? Do you have any idea what the fuck happened?
They came from behind, like 15 points down, and won by 30.
Do me a favor and talk as if this was the studio show. Talk to Marnie about the Timberwolves game last night and really get into it. Now sit up straight.
Sure.
Let's see some shit here.
Welcome back to Wolves Live, presented by CenturyLink with Marnie Gellner. I'm Zach Halverson, and Marnie, amazing comeback from the Wolves. Not only did they come back, they really put the foot on the throats of whoever they were playing.
That's okay. Keep going. Keep rolling, man. Make
So-
up a name. Make up a name.
What stood out to you, especially in that second half effort that turned things around, and obviously a great first win for their new head coach,
John Reams.
John Reams.
John Reams.
Just make up names.
Spot on analysis. And I especially like what you pointed out about the defensive change that you've
Right.
noticed in the second half.
Yeah, they went from like a 2-3 to a 1-4, and that obviously helped a bit.
How about the leading scorer? Who was the leading scorer?
So leading scorer, of course, Karl Anthony Towns was. I don't know. Well, it was Pat McGreevy, of course.
the funeral,
Pat McGrady.
funeral guy?
Oh,
Pat McGreevy, the second year from Louisiana State, of course. He had a great game, and
Yeah.
and it seemed to be, as the game went on, the belief in that team. You could almost tell on the bench that the feeling of belief was going to really push them to the win.
To the what?
To the win.
I thought you said the wind.
yeah, they're gonna push him to the win.
I am
I know.
calling my boss now.
Yeah.
No,
Just quit.
serious
Good
question.
job.
Serious question though.
Dude, you gotta quit eating gummies before the after party.
You're so high.
You're so
dude.
goddamn high right now.
Right. You're
Serious
sweating.
question though. They came out with the new stuff today about effective April 1st. Fans up to 3,000 fans are going to be welcome back. We don't know what the Wolves and the Wild plan is, but for you, from a sideline reporter perspective, is it going to be nice, assuming we do welcome fans back, to have some people actually in the building as opposed to just the fake crowd noise and whatever they do now?
Yes, it will. I think it'll be nice for you as the viewer at home as well to just see some life in the arena. And as you know from the Wolves game last night in New Orleans, that there were some fans in the building cheering for the Pelicans.
That's right. The Pelicans,
Yeah.
the worst named team
So
in the
even
league.
that, though,
Hawk said that.
it's a strange. It's all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, are those people in the seats? Isn't it weird how that seems odd?
Paul
So-
Minnetonka, go.
Quick question: when they allow like 3,000 fans back, because they're going to allow fans back in the stadium, and they might allow fans back. Do you think it'll be weird when there are people in the building?
God, he loves to make fun of Zach. You know what I mean? Because it's like watching an abused child abuse his child.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm watching
Yeah.
right now. That's exactly what it is, right? Watch it happen. Can you go to the next caller, please?
All right, we're gonna go to Chris in Rapid City.
Hey.
Chris.
Oh God!
Hey Zach, could you ask Marnie her thoughts on rookie Scratch McDicken stuff?
Now, Marnie, we've seen
All right, hold on.
We've seen Scratch McDicken stuff
No,
for the last couple
Hold
of
on.
years, and he seems to really has come into his own. Really, this
Zach,
year.
come on.
it is like 9 o'clock in the morning,
That's
and
9:40.
I don't.
Will you go to the next caller?
Go to Chris in the Black Hills, somewhere by Spearfish Mountain. Chris,
Hey, who's this?
Purefish
this
Mountain.
is Zach Halverson on the Power.
Oh,
Talk.
hey Zach, big fan, man.
Yeah,
Would you do me a favor and ask Marnie a question for me, please?
sure, anything.
Could you ask her about a rookie I've been hearing a lot out of North Hennepin State?
Yeah.
Ask about.
You don't have to. You don't have to do it.
Yes, you do.
Would you ask her about a guy?
You
guy-
can still make another choice.
A guy I've been hearing a lot about called Larry Lickenspit?
No, Marnie, Larry Lincoln Split, obviously a local
Oh,
guy.
sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Caller, am I still in the
Yeah,
air?
caller,
Am I still in?
caller,
It's
go ahead.
Spit.
Lincoln
Please. That was even too far for me, and I'm the caller.
You offended.
You offended the caller.
Offended this pervert from the Black Hills.
So out of North Hennepin State, of course, Larry Lickenspit, he is a guy that can drive the
Zach,
lane.
you got another caller.
We're gonna go back to Chris. We're gonna go.
It's
go
a
to-
different name.
We're gonna go to Christian from the
Maple Grove.
Maple Grove.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Christian, go
Good.
ahead. What do you
Good to
what do you
talk
have
to
for us?
Have you is Marnie there?
Marnie is here. Yes,
Could you ask her a question for me?
sure. Go ahead.
Could you ask her about a player?
Yeah, I can ask her about a player. She's a big expert. She knows all the players.
Could you ask her about Big Dick Jankly Ball?
All right, we gotta go. AJ wants.
I'm
Everybody
sorry.
wants to go home.
You don't
It just-
understand. I've been creative as much as I could be all week. I'm out of names.
We could have cut this short 5 minutes ago.
yeah, we
We
can
could have
go.
cut this.
That's
We
it.
could have ended.
Zach, you
You
offended
wanted
everybody.
to keep going.
Why do you keep going to the callers?
I did not.
If you could give him one thing that would change his career before
Yeah.
we turn this off, tell him one piece of advice. Legitimate, by the way, piece of advice, please.
Make sure your microphone is always off.
Oh,
Yours specifically.
Wait, what?
wow.
Marty.
I like it. That's good though. She's got a point there.
My mic is. I'm worthy of a hot mic every once in a while, right?
Yeah, you are.
Hot mic on line 8.
Go to Hot Mike.
Bye, Marnes. Love you.
When you finally try Bud Light Seltzer, your taste buds will thank you. In their own special taste bud way.